Live from WFSB, Connecticut's #1 local news, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 7.
We begin with developing news here at 7 o'clock. We're also live right now on Roku, Apple TV, and the Amazon Fire Stick.
I think it's very similar. I mean, the benefit of this, it's very contained, but again, it's all about trees. Substantial tree damage in Isaias, and we're going to see substantial tree damage during this much smaller event, but it's all about trees.
Homes and businesses across the state are without power this morning after a storm rolled through yesterday. Here's a look at Waterbury, where you can see trees down across the road in the city yesterday. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Caitlin Francis. Again, those strong storms brought heavy damage across the state, as you just saw. So now people are left to clean up this morning. Eyewitness News reporter Patricia Del Rio is in Branford this morning, while Channel 3's Caitlin Nuclo is in Hamden with the latest.
Trees down, wires down, and the power is out. A trifecta of damage following a powerful storm that ripped through Branford at around 4 o'clock in the afternoon Thursday, snapping trees across I-95 and even shutting down all southbound lanes after a tree fell on a car. Local roads hit even more so. On Route 146, trees, poles, and wires blocked the road, and on East Main Street, a pole snapped and crashed into a tree. Even local landmarks like Thimble Island Brewery didn't make it through unscathed.
The winds were just unreal. I actually had a I had a large water tank in the back that wasn't full, 1,500-gallon tank that flew across, bounced across a building and smashed a guy's car.
Patricia Del Rio, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Roads around Hamden are a dangerous maze after strong winds brought down trees and power lines. Near Sherman Avenue and Sherman Lane, tree debris boxed in these cars. Crews quickly responded to try to clear the roads and restore power, but the mayor says the town saw an extraordinary amount of damage in a short amount of time.
What he told me was that UI had as many or near as many crews on now as he did for the tropical storm.
Every street we turned on, like either a power line was down or a tree trunk was down.
Caitlin Nuclo, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
At last check, about 25% of Hamden is still without power. Meantime, the governor is traveling to Branford later this morning to survey the storm damage there. For more on those outages and to watch the governor's damage tour later this morning, make sure you have the Channel 3 streaming app. It's free to download.
All right, in the wake of that severe weather yesterday, this morning, some locally dense fog scattered about Connecticut, but that will be lifting as the sun continues to rise, giving way to a partly to mostly sunny sky. Here in the 7 o'clock hour, we have temperatures in the low and mid 60s inland and from the upper 60s to low 70s along the shoreline. Winds are fairly light and variable, if not calm, across the state, so a very tranquil start to our Friday. There's our ICAM view from Torrington as the sun is rising, mainly cloud-free there. From the top part for 21, a really cool or neat scene coming in as we're 36 stories up. We can actually see the sun rising over the deck of clouds and fog there at the surface beneath a lot of the buildings there in our capital city. Our view from New Haven showing mainly clear sky, and as well a tranquil scene coming in from New London with 68 degrees there, and from Middletown also showing an improvement here with the visibility as the fog is lifting. So our view throughout the Northeast over the past 6 hours showing how the storms have been moving farther offshore and away, all in association with a boundary that's going to stall just south of Connecticut. So high pressure is going to win out for today, bringing us bright and dry weather. But this boundary is going to work back northward tonight. That's going to bring an increase in cloud cover and as well the chance for some rain, perhaps some thunderstorms about 24 hours from now. So that's how we're going to start our Saturday. Then we've got a cold front moving through the plains that will eventually head eastward. And by later tomorrow, it's going to tap into the remnant moisture from Laura, and that's going to enhance the threat for another round of storms with heavy rain that could lead to some poor drainage, flooding, perhaps even some flash flooding later Saturday. So the storm track, what's left of Laura, now down to depression status and is losing its tropical characteristics, is going to be making its way off the mid-Atlantic coast later tomorrow evening again. And so that frontal system is going to bring some of that moisture northward here into southern New England. So here's Futurecast looking at tomorrow's weather today. I think overplaying the cloud cover this morning, but basically we're looking at dry weather, partly to mostly sunny skies. We do have any sort of wet weather by 6 o'clock this evening, still well to the west of Connecticut. But again, with that warm front front moving in tonight, we'll see an increase in cloud cover, and by around daybreak tomorrow, chances there for some rain that could be heavy with perhaps some gusty wind. And then during the day tomorrow, on and off periods of rain, but steady or perhaps heavier rain will be possible as we head toward Saturday evening. And this is also when there could be a strong, perhaps a severe thunderstorm. The greatest threat for that happening, though, appears to be from New York City southwestward. So with regard to rainfall totals, and futurecasts may be overplaying the rainfall totals a bit, but generally speaking, an inch or two, perhaps some locally higher amounts. And the axis of heavy rain could shift around a bit, but where we do see heavy rain late tomorrow, we could see that concern for poor drainage or nuisance type flooding, maybe even flash flooding. So highs in the meantime this afternoon, partly to mostly sunny, low to mid 80s inland, 80 to 85 along the Connecticut shoreline. On our 7-day forecast, Sunday is certainly the pick of the weekend. Plan your outdoor activities for then, as temperatures will be in the upper 70s for highs. It's going to be a less humid day with drier air filtering in on a northwesterly breeze, partly to mostly sunny. Next week, Monday, we end the month of August on a really nice note, close to 80, a lot of sunshine. And then as we kick off September, Tuesday to Wednesday, we trend a bit unsettled and eventually warmer and as well more humid. There's a look at shoreline highs near 80 for Saturday and as well for Sunday.
Today, a suspect in the case of missing mom Jennifer Dulos will be in court in Stamford. Michelle Troconis is the former girlfriend of Fotis Dulos, who was accused of killing his estranged wife. Troconis faces murder conspiracy charges. Her attorney will ask a judge to remove her from 24-hour GPS monitoring. Earlier this week, her lawyer released new videos that were entered as evidence, including this one that you're taking a look at now, which shows her talking with state police. Another shows Fotis Dulos on surveillance video in Hartford, where investigators say he threw away items connected to the murder. Now, her lawyers are arguing the video shows she did not actively participate because she did not dispose anything. Turning now to Campaign 2020.
I profoundly accept this nomination for President of the United States.
President Trump will return to the campaign trail tonight after thanking supporters in the South Lawn of the White House during the last night of the Republican National Convention. In his speech, the president slammed the protests that have rocked the nation. He also painted Joe Biden as, quote, a puppet of the radical left who wants to defund the police.
They will pass federal legislation to reduce law enforcement nationwide. No one will be safe in Biden's America.
With the conventions now over, the real campaigning begins. The president will be in New Hampshire this evening for a rally. Biden announced he'll be returning to the campaign trail for in-person rallies after Labor Day. Thank you so much for tuning in to Eyewitness News. Remember, you can get your news and weather updates anytime on the Channel 3 app. Have a great day and a wonderful weekend.